I know wives are supposed to look their best for their husbands at breakfast, but how best can you get?
I'm going to that hospital benefit at your boss's house this afternoon.
Oh, nothing like being ready in time.
I wanted you to see what I'm wearing. Is it all right?
Fine, just fine.
Is that all you can say?
Oh, what do you want, honey? Poetry?
You like more tailored things, don't you?
Thank you.
More the Natalie Deacon type.
Oh, now, honey, let's not get on that Natalie kick again, huh?
Well, some people look better in tailored things than others. I couldn't wear a uniform, for instance. She must have looked stunning in hers, in all that London fog while you and she were being blitzed.
And they never blitzed in a fog. You look better in a dress than anybody ever looked in a uniform. In a kitchen apron, you'd still be the prettiest girl at the hospital benefit. That outfit's beautiful.
Good. Anything's easier if you're properly dressed for it.
Easier? Is this a party or an ordeal?
Well, you know what I mean. They're all people you know.
This makes them difficult?
Well, they're not the kind I ever met until I married you. Your friends are either awfully rich or terribly important. And they're all so sure of themselves.
Oh, dear. Will you be photographed enjoying a cup of somebody or other's tea in the interest of charity?
Why, of course, Mrs. Oliphant.
It's so nice to see a new face, and such a pretty one, at this circus.
Right here, please, accepting the cup.
This is Hope Foster, Natalie Deacon.
How do you do?
Hope's husband, John, is in Stu's office.
John Foster? Was your husband in London during the war?
I don't
believe... Yes, he was, Nat. Know him?
Very well.
In fact, Miss Deacon is one of his oldest friends.
Would you smile, please? Thank you very much.
I've often wondered what happened to Johnny.
Well, for one thing, he got married.
That doesn't mean his life's over. Who takes marriage seriously nowadays?
Wives.
Is Johnny as dashing as ever?
Dozing's more the word. Settle down, you know. Diets all day and dozes all evening. He's probably dozing right now where he's waiting for me. I mustn't keep him.
Hope, be a lamb. We've got to have help with the modeling.
Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Oliphant, but I promised John I'd meet him at Wee Lung's Limehouse at exactly...
Oh, I know, John. He'd never mind your being a little late for charity. Excuse us, Ned?
By all means.
Wait till you see the Paris original.
No, really, Mrs. Oliphant, I was just telling Natalie Deacon. Where's she going?
I've no idea.
Well, I have. Oh, please excuse me. I can't possibly model now.
I've told you you're the only fresh face around here, and I won't take no for an answer.
Oh, hi, honey.
Oh, hello.
Thanks for sending Nat.
Did she say
Hope didn't have to ask me to come. I was curious to see you after her description.
Made nice waiting. We had a lot to talk about.
I'll bet.
Remember that little N in Hempstead?
Do I? And that soggy Yorkshire pudding.
Roast beef. Mr. Egbert cut me a special roast beef, and I promised to pick it up before he closes. Sorry to have to rush off like this.
But surely, but just a roast beef?
Hope's cooking is really her hobby. Say, why don't you come out for dinner one of these nights?
Love to. If it's all right with you people, Tuesday would be perfect.
Tuesday? Well, I don't think Tuesday. That's the night of your meeting.
Oh, I can skip that. Tuesday it is.
Here's to it. Cheers.
She practically told me a wife wouldn't stand in her way.
Are you sure this was a big romance he had with her?
Mike knows it was.
Oh, well, he wouldn't say, naturally. You know how men stick together. I'm surprised John told you.
Oh, he didn't tell me. Just dropped little things at different times. I put them together.
You're not basing this whole thing on intuition.
Of course not. It's a letter. Found it in his dresser drawer last week.
Johnny, where are you? I don't care what's happened, what's changed. I haven't. I'm going to find you, darling.
I don't want to hear it.
This thing certainly followed him around a lot of places. Postmarked just a couple of months ago.
From Paris. She must mean an awful lot to him for him to have kept her letter.
Or so little he just forgot all about it.
She'll use every trick she knows, and I'll bet she's forgotten more than Cleopatra used on Anthony.
She won't succeed.
You don't think so?
Of course not. She hasn't got a chance.
I'm more what he wants, you mean. The kind he'll be happier with.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's economic. John isn't making enough to support a dame like that and pay you alimony, too.
She's rich.
Oh, that makes a difference.
She's like all the people he used to run around with. Important, sophisticated, and if that's the type he likes.
He married you.
I'm fighting fire with fire. Hear this. Fillets of pompano, crisp and golden. Wine-soaked lamb with asparagus green beneath yellow hollandaise. That's what we're having for dinner. With crepe Suzettes.
Sure glad Mike and I are invited. Have you ever made crepe Suzette?
I've never even eaten them.
Well, hadn't you better have something you know how to cook?
Carolyn, I've got to make them think I've been around, too.
But you haven't.
But this meal will make them think I know how to do things. We start with oblongs of anchovy fluted with egg.
How do you flute an egg?
Don't change the subject.